It's November 5th. We have a birthday tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'll say happy birthday to someone. No birthdays today that I'm aware of, but I haven't been in the comments. It's been a little busy. I haven't been in the comments, but I'm trying to stay a little bit caught up in Messenger, which is pretty good for me. I tend to get lost in my own world. I am on day 6 of my benzo taper. I started October 31st. So I'm on day 6. I'm on day 5 of 3.5 milligrams. Day 5. First day I cut back, what did I cut back? 0.25? Yeah. And then I cut back another 0.25 right away, so I cut back 0.5, half milligram. So I have 5 days of a half milligram each day. What's that? 2.5 milligrams, almost 3 milligrams over the last 6 days that I haven't taken. And that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Day 6, you have to start somewhere. Day 6 out of like a year-long journey feels like a drop in the bucket, but that's what it is. Welcome to the Anxious Woman. That's me. My stomach is hurting. I'll tell you why my stomach is hurting. I need a Pepsid. My stomach is hurting because I had a piece of toast this morning for breakfast. Just one piece of toast with some butter and a little bit of blueberry jelly, jam, sugar-free. And then this is going to be a long story. Let me take my Pepsid. This is what my generic Pepsid looks like. Famotidine, if that's how you say it. I got my coffee. My water's downstairs. Okay, here's what happened. I drove this morning. I don't drive often. I don't drive near enough. Driving when you're in your late 60s, I'm noticing I'm more and more uncomfortable, but also, oh, and here's my burn. Looking better. Like, this was the worst part of it right there. But I got some dry skin. It's getting better. It's getting better. It's not as red as it was. Driving used to be enjoyable. I'd put the radio on or put a CD in. I don't have a CD player in this car. Everything's supposed to be streamed. And I'm not paying for this streaming service. I'm not paying for any music thing because I don't take the car out that much. So anyway, driving used to be enjoyable. It's not enjoyable anymore. But I needed to make about a 20-minute drive from where I am here at home to where I used to live, in that area. Okay, to meet my old friend, to have coffee. And he lent me a card table. He put it in the car for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. And then I brought it in the house when we came home, and George took it down in the basement. I'm going to decide. I want to do jigsaw puzzles. I want to decide where I want to do them. But anyway, so I drive, and I get 2 blocks from our home, and there's an accident. A school bus and a car. Okay, a mini school bus, short school bus, and a car. 2 cop cars, lights flashing, a rescue vehicle, and it was a mess for a minute. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll just follow everybody else, right? Had my GPS on, so I know where the heck I'm going, and got around the accident, and then on my way. Now I have to go through a couple traffic lights and then make a left and then merge onto a highway and then go down that highway a few miles and then make another exit off and then merge into another highway, okay? And then go straight down that highway to my destination, which the highway turns into the town, you know. So I get to my second exit and traffic is stopped. So a tractor trailer guy lets me in and there was a 1-lane closure. So we weren't just sitting, but it was like you go a little bit and then you stop a second and you go a little bit. So that made it a little more doable because, you know, I was just moving slowly. So I thought, oh, great. Of course, I'm in the right lane. The right lane is the lane that was closed. So I had to get over to the left lane. And luckily, the person that was alongside me stopped to allow me to get in, which I appreciated. Thank you very much. I gave the hand signal a thank you. And then I went on down to my first stop, which was the spring water place. We had 7 gallons, empty gallons for spring water. So I stopped and no one was there. So I got 7 gallons of spring water, cost $1.75 for 7 gallons because it's $0.25 a gallon. Now, if I went into the store, it would be 2 gallons for $3. So $1.75 versus what, $3.69, whatever. So I got all the water, had 2 milk cartons, crates in the back of the car. So all my water was in there. And then I went on around to the McDonald's and met my friend, and he gave me the card table. I thanked him. We went in, we had a coffee. Iced coffee is $1 right now, $1 a piece. And we talked and we chatted and caught up. And then we left, and then I went from there to the bank, and I had to go in and do some banking business and then get home. Driving now is not fun. So the first thing that kind of had my stomach churning was the first accident, and then the traffic jam, and then the merging over, and then more merging over. And then we get to McDonald's and I get this iced coffee that tasted horrible. They dumped so much sugar into it, and I drank that much, and I saved it because I wanted the cup and the lid. So that set my stomach up for disaster a little bit. And when I got in and we got all the water in and we got the table in, it was lunchtime. So got the air fryer out. George had a veggie burger. We had 1 veggie burger left, and he put tomato and lettuce and cheese and ketchup and mustard on it. And I could not find anything to eat. Like I didn't want oatmeal. I didn't want albacore tuna. Like everything was like, so I ended up making bread with peanut butter, sugar-free peanut butter, and margarine, and then slice up a banana on top of it. And I had a piece of that, and I made 2 pieces, and George had the other one. So I ate that, and that kind of added to my stomach being yuck. Okay. So a little while ago, I made my coffee, which is what I make here at home, which is always better than McDonald's, always. So that's about all I'll drink of that. So now my stomach's all yucky. We have a 7 o'clock HOA meeting. It's the annual HOA meeting. All the residents are encouraged to attend. It's at this elementary school right around the corner. So he wants to go, so I'll go. At 7 o'clock, I'm usually in my nightshirt. I've gotten my shower. I'm settled in. I'm just a vegetable at 7 o'clock. But tonight at 7, I'm going to be sitting in the elementary school in one of the rooms, listening to whatever the HOA board has to say and seeing what the other residents have to say. So we're going to go do that. Then we're going to come home and get settled in. Now let me tell you what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about death. Now, don't get all worked up here. Just hear me out a second. Two things. One, most of us do not talk about death because it's scary, it's frightening, it's sad, because it's unknown. There's an unknown. And so I was thinking about that unknown in two ways. Yeah, we don't know what death is like. Is it peaceful? Like some say, he went peacefully. She went peacefully. When we don't know what the other person is actually going through in that process. Is it that we want to believe it was peaceful, or was it peaceful? And but I also think about our everyday existence. We wake up in the morning and we have not a clue what the day is going to hold. Like, we might have a schedule, we might know what we're supposed to do. Like, I knew today I was going to go and have coffee with an old friend. I was going to come back home and have lunch and clean both the bathrooms, which I did the powder room. I still have the upstairs bathroom to clean because today's Wednesday, and Wednesday is bathroom day. So when I'm done here, I'm going to go clean the bathroom. So I knew those were the things that I was going to do. That was the plan, right? And so far, I got those things done. I got spring water. That was in the plan. But do we really know what's going to happen in our day? Good things, bad things, the unknown. Every day is an unknown. You know, we wake up. What's going to happen in our day? Something good, something bad, something upsetting, something exciting. Our every day is as mysterious as death. It's just as mysterious. I knew I was going to drive 20 minutes to meet my friend. I did not know that I was going to come upon an accident right off the bat. And I did not know that there was going to be a one-lane closure on the highway because guys were working on the bridge. I did not know an area that should have taken me 6 minutes to go through took me 15. That was an unknown. I didn't know that. Tonight's meeting is an unknown. I know there's a meeting. I don't know how long it's going to last. I don't know how many people are going to be there. I don't know what's going to be said. I don't know what it's going to feel like. It's an unknown. So when you think about death and the fear of it, you can kind of equate it to your everyday, because every day is different. Something happens, right? The other thing that I was thinking about was, where are the people that have passed on? I think about my dad, my mom, my brother-in-law, my two brothers, my sister, my niece, Sky. my late partner, I think about George's brother, his parents. I think about my birth dad. I think about all these people. And I think that, like, 6 days before Sky passed away, he was talking to me. We did Duolingo together. He was a fluent Scottish Gaelic speaker. And we would work Duolingo together. And I fed him pudding and, I don't know, applesauce, something. And he was talking to me. And then a handful of days later, he's gone. Him, Sky. His body was there in the living room. But he was gone. What was left was the shell. The thing that made him him was silent. Same with my dad, my brother-in-law. And that infectious laugh that he had. My mom, my oldest sister, and her smile and her laugh, and I think, where are they? Where are they? And so George and I got in this long discussion, probably 45 minutes, about where they are. And does it all come down to what we believe spiritually? Is there a reincarnation and they're in another life? Is there heaven and they're in heaven? Is there hell? Where are they? Not their ashes. I know where the ashes are. I know where one brother's ashes are. I know where, my dad's ashes are, Sky's ashes. I know. But where is he? Where is he? I don't know. We had a deal, him and I, that I would take care of him no matter what. And I did. I took care of him. And I watched him slip away physically and mentally. And I kept thinking, like, where is he going? And being a Buddhist, he was not afraid of what was happening, but he didn't like the pain. He would say to me, I'm not afraid to die, but why does it have to hurt so much? He had a very physical illness, and there was a lot of pain involved. And so I think about those kind of things, and they come into my everyday existence. And it's a mystery. Everything is a mystery. Each day that I live, each hour is a mystery. I don't know what's going to happen from hour to hour, nor do you. You can have a plan, but that doesn't mean you know what's going to happen. It's just something to think about. Not something to make anyone sad or sadder, but just something to think about. Like, I'm towards the end of my second year since Sky passed on, and I'm less and less thinking about his last days or even his last weeks, but I'm more thinking about him as I knew him for 14 years. I drove past the store today. He worked at Lowe's in the electrical department. And I drove right past that store where he collapsed in the parking lot the day after he got his jab. And that was the beginning of the end. And I'm not saying that was what caused the end, but that parking lot, that one tree, that one area, that I'll never forget, but I will remember the kind people that helped him. So I think it's best for us to find a silver lining in everything, if we can, to ease all of the uncomfortable that we go through. So just something to think about on November the 5th, 2025. I'm feeling a little sleepy. I got up at 5:30 this morning, and I knew I was going to have a busy day, and I did, and I still have more things to do. So I'm going to end this here and say goodbye for now. I'm going to go clean a bathroom and wash up the floor and get my Wednesday chores out of the way. I did work a little bit on the gem art. I'm on number 7. So I'm 7 colors in on the banyan tree, which is pretty cool. I'm doing like a tan color now. I have almost all of the tan done. And that's exciting. And then at some point I'll go to a thrift store and get a jigsaw puzzle and put the table up and work a puzzle. It's something my mother always did, and I love doing puzzles, especially ones that have different shapes or ones that have like words and things like that. I kind of stay away from like sky and ocean and woods and that kind of thing. I kind of want like the buildings and the colors and the words and the names and all that kind of thing. It's easier. So I'm going to go for now. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hear the school bus. The school bus just stopped to let the middle schoolers out. So it must be around 3 o'clock, 3:07. I'll talk to you again soon. Tomorrow, someone has a birthday. So I'll be on tomorrow to say happy birthday.